Hey guys, welcome back. I have something new from BYREDO to share with you today. It is their limited edition holiday release called Fetes Noires, which comes in this raindrop compact. These are their eyeshadow compacts, and this is in a gunmetal shade. Typically, these compacts come in a gold shade, and these are inspired by, decades past antique makeup compacts. So to match the color story of this release, as you can see, there are five black shades in different finishes, so it's to match that. And I am really intrigued by this palette because for a few reasons. First is it's been some time since I've bought anything that would give me black smoky looks. So that's one. And second, black shades coming in different finishes. It's like really playful. And when I swatched this just now before I sat down for the video, I'm thinking this palette is probably it's more approachable than it looks. And so I will demo it for you. I will do swatches. And I have not seen other luxury brands release something like this in the past 2 years. Natasha Denona did release, I think, the Xeon palette. Is it a 5-pan or a mini palette? That is geared towards like gray and black smoky looks. I distinctively remember, a nice gray shade and a matte black. But it's different from this. It's a lot different from this because this focus here is to play with different finishes of a black shade. So let's go ahead and swatch this. The first shade I have here is called Gothic, and it is a intense matte black. However, you'll see in a moment, it does not swatch all that too intensely. And depending on expectations, this might be okay. It's buildable because it doesn't swatch too intensely, and it has a creamy texture to it. You're not going to get fallout. And one of the challenges of creating a black smoky look is, all the fallout that you could get from it. But I see this as a base shade or a shade you can use as an eyeliner you could apply it as an eyeliner first and then blend it out, and you're not gonna struggle with fallout with this one. So I think there's some advantages to that, and this is my third application because I do want to demonstrate how buildable it is. The second shade is called Wrath. It is a matte black with a shimmering silver glitter. And you can see the glitter here. This shade is also buildable. Then we have Mystère, a metallic golden gray. It's beautiful. This is probably going to be my favorite shade from the palette. I see this also as a one and done. Put it all over your lid and blend out. It does have, because of the gold glitter in it, from certain angles, it almost looks like there's green, but I guess the undertone is more of a gray. Then we have Eternity, which is a scintillating deep gray. And this is very pigmented. This one, you would probably get some fallout. So this one will kind of take extra care here to get rid of excess. And it also has a glitter finish. The glitters is mostly silver, I would say. The last shade is called Whisper and is a top coat with a luminous black glitter. And I think you guys are either going to like it because of this glitter, it's gonna really round out this palette for you, or you're not going to like it because again, glitter, some people are sensitive to glitter, others find that you don't want that glitter look all over your lids. This glitter is a gel-like consistency, and it is the same kind of texture and formulation likely as the Boots in the Snow palette with this silver glitter here. So Boots in the Snow was released probably only a month or a month and a half ago, and I find the two, in terms of the different textures and formulations, to be quite similar actually to Fetes Noires. We can do some comparisons at the end. I like to go ahead and demo this. And the description on the website, I'll read, it's pretty brief. A limited edition in the Eyeshadow 5 color collection, Fetes Noires, is a harmony of 5 deep shades of black in 5 unique finishes. Housed in a limited edition gunmetal version of our treasured Raindrop compact, the long-lasting, non-creasing formula gives perfect coverage with rich color payoff. Lightweight, creamy, and blendable, especially with the fingers, Fetes Noires is a multi-dimensional spectrum of anti-color. Since they talk about especially with the finger, I'm going to try to apply this shade here, which is Gothic, with my finger. And you know, if things don't go too well, we can always go back to using a brush. This is Gothic, using my finger to apply it. I'm gonna go in with a brush to blend this out a bit. And now I'm gonna go into Wrath, and I'm going to use that to deepen my look. And I'm diffusing both the shades on the outer corners into the crease. I like to deepen the outer corners using Eternity. And I'm gonna go in actually the same shade and just deepen the upper lash line a bit more. We're going to blend out. And going into the center shade Mystère, I'm applying that right here, starting from the inner corner and blending it upwards towards the middle of the lid and towards the center. I'm going to go back in and diffusing that. And I'm just going to diffuse the shades further onto the brow bone and then outwards a little bit more. For the lower lash line, I'm going back into this shade here, Gothic, this time with a brush. I'm just going to stop here because before we go any further, I do want to mention how without the lower lash line, that shade, and if I went a little bit lighter up top, it would be something I would be comfortable wearing to the office. It's not overly dramatic. I think through the studio lighting, it definitely highlights or contrasts the shades a bit more, so it looks more intense and more smoky. But when I look in my vanity mirror, I can see there's a little bit of gray, some gold in there, and that green that I'm kind of seeing, but it's actually gray with just the gold and silver sparkle. And so it doesn't look all that intense at all. I'm really liking this palette so far because when you see all these black shades, it can be really intimidating. It makes you think it's all or nothing. Like this is for going out, evening, you can't do anything during the day, which is not true. It depends on your preference, but I think there is a lot more flexibility than first meets the eye. Now I'm going into Whisper, so this top coat glitter shade, and we're gonna play around. Since it's a gel-like consistency, I don't expect to have much fallout from the shade, and from my experience with that silver glitter shade from this palette, I really didn't have any fallout. However, it could irritate some people's eyes, so just a word of caution. I'm going to put this glitter right here. And I'm going to add that up top as well, kind of in a non-uniform fashion. So I applied this pretty generously, and I think it might even look messy, as you would say, but I was really inspired to play around with this palette, and this is not something I would wear even to dinner, out to dinner in the evening. This would be like maybe a theme party. It could be like a Halloween kind of look. So yeah, I just want to have some fun with this palette and show you its potential, especially with that glitter shade. So let me go back in and replicate this on the other eye. I'm also going to add Chantecaille's eyeliner in Black Forest on the upper lash line. For blush, I'm taking Victoria Beckham's Cream Blush in the shade Knickers. I'm taking Hourglass's Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette in Pure Strobe Light. That's going to be our highlight today. For lips, I'm using Dior's Velvet Matte Lipstick in the shade Icon. This is the finished look, and I'm going to come a little bit closer because from a distance down here looks really messy, but there was some thought process put into the placement of the glitter. I started right here in the center and dabbed the glitter outwards this way, and I made sure I didn't go too low because that wasn't what I was going for. We're really putting that glitter shade to the test. I will have a pinned comment below on how it wears. Along with the glitter, I'm also interested to see if the other shades, the rest of the palette, wears nicely with no fallout and no fading. I do think it's gonna wear nicely because Boots in the Snow wore very nicely for the entire evening, and I think by the end of the night it was maybe 5 hours total. It wore very nicely, no fallout, and because of the way this black shade, Gothic, it really reminds me of Strap. And if you guys recall my review on Strap, you know, I was saying how, oh, it's not very pigmented, it's hard to build, I'm not sure what's going on, you know, I had all this confusion. But it's the same, very similar formulation and texture as this shade here. This shade, you can't build it up to highly pigmented, but I think it's meant to be like that. You will not get any fallout from this shade. So I understand the thinking behind it a little bit more. I think some people will still think, hey, you know, the shade here, maybe we do expect more pigmentation and just better buildup of it. But thinking in the context of just no fallout and how if you apply with your finger, or as someone suggested, and thank you for your common suggestion on this, is using kind of a sponge tip to apply, you can get more with 1 or 2 applications. So I have a better understanding now, so this is great, and it gives me kind of new inspiration when I go about using this palette. And the other shade from Boots in the Snow I do want to compare is this glitter shade, what it looks like against the black. Because the black glitter has silver in it, and the silver glitter is just pure silver. In terms of formulation, Boots in the Snow and Fetes Noires are sister palettes. They have the same idea, the same formulation and types of finishes, just coated in a different color story. The two are quite different from Dysco. And on Dysco, these 3 shades especially are very creamy metallics, These two here do have a metallic or a glittery finish, the shade 2. Let me just swatch this one. But it is noticeably more pigmented and softer than some of the shades found in Boots in the Snow and Fetes Noires. You can see how there's fallout because of how soft it is, and it swatches really smoothly. So overall, the experience of this is very different from Dysco, in case you guys were wondering. I have not tried the first set of Raindrop compacts BYREDO released. I have my eye on Sociomancer, I think that's one of them, or Corporate Colors, which is the most popular color story, because I'm just curious how similar those are to Dysco, and I know it's not going to be that similar to Boots in the Snow or Fetes Noires. I think we're seeing something new with these two. If I do pick another one up in the future, I'll be making a video about it. I've so far really enjoyed everything, and with the experience of this latest compact, I'm gonna go back to Boots in the Snow and give Strap another go to create a look and just use a shade differently this time, apply it in a different way with a finger or a sponge tip. Let me know below what you think of this palette, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.